Hello, my name is Steve Baker and I have the Rockin' Bee Acres Homestead. We decided to raise chickens, and so I looked at tons of YouTube videos to see which one I thought was the best coop. And originally I was going to build a coop, a hen house, and add a run that had a screened roof. And then I saw Carolina Coops, American Coop, and that's got to be the best coop out there. So I decided I would build me one. And I actually contacted Matt and asked him, hey, can you sell me the plans? Because I'd already started buying materials. And so we talked back and forth, and then he got so busy selling coops, he didn't have time to deal with somebody who only wanted to buy plans. And so I just decided I would have to build it by looking at the video. And so I'm going to show you the American Coop that I built, probably at a greater cost than if I had bought it from Matt. So this may turn into a commercial for Carolina Coops. Definitely it will turn into a commercial. So here's the coop. We decided to make it 20 feet long because that's the space we had between our garden, raised garden bed, garden, and my storage building. So it's 18 feet, which is one of the Carolina Coops standards, is 3 times 6 foot squares, and I added a 2-foot section at the back. And we wanted a Dutch door, so I built this Dutch door for the front door. And there's a few things I'm not completely finished yet, but our chickens have gotten too big and they need to move. So we're going to go ahead and make our video. The Dutch door can open the top half, which is what a Dutch door is. And then if you open papers here, I'm going to open the whole thing. It hooks together like that. And then inside the coop, I did a few things differently than Carolina Coops does. I used a ton of pocket hole joinery, which is mostly what they do, but I also bolted this thing down to 4x6 beams, which I tried to level until they warped on me by using angle iron. So this is 1/8 inch angle iron, and it's through bolted to the bottom of the walls and lag bolted into the beams. And then I added a back door to get to this narrow space behind, so that I could weed eat back here. And it latches from the inside, which is a little different. Used the same method by putting this blocking in between all the rafters, and used R-panel metal roofing. You can see these rafters are built the same way that Matt builds his. End panel that faces the garden looks just the same as the two sides of the hen house. I went ahead and built chicken stairs similar to Matt's, but I had an idea. I wanted to make them removable, and also I want to be able to lift them up so that we can rake underneath them when we're cleaning out. So I got some standard door hinges and modified them, cut them down so that this thing is actually mounted by hinge. Then you can pull these pins and just take the thing off completely if you wanted to do so. The coop is built same way Carolina Coops builds theirs. The frame we painted the same color as our house. It looks white, but it's got a real light touching frame. And then the paneling we painted separately before we added it. And we actually bought this paneling that has a groove in it because I liked it, and it was on sale at Home Depot. Let's see what next. Don't forget to add an escape hatch. Get yourself locked in the coop. Of course, we have a back door we can go out, but I'm still working on the predator barrier. It's not completely finished, but that's going to be one of the last things. And then if you come around to the egg hatching boxes, this is actually the one that Carolina Coops sells. It's the one thing I could not figure the dimensions out on, and I saw that they sell them, so I just bought one. And it came with high density polyethylene in it, and it's awesome. Now I did change out, it came with plywood, but I changed it out for my grooved paneling on the door and on the ends. And I went ahead with our white and green color scheme. The one thing that I haven't finished, one of the things I haven't finished, is the polycarbonate windows, but it's hot right now in Texas. It's 100 degrees in July and August, and so I will add that and maybe do an updated video. But I'm gonna have the polycarbonate on the outside. I've got 1/2 inch hardware cloth, black PVC coated, same thing that Mac recommends. Now, one other thing I did different, in addition to bolting it down, I bolted the 6-foot sections together with these 8-inch bolts that go all the way through. There are 3 on each joint, and I'm just kind of a security nut. And we have high winds sometimes, so I want to make sure that we're able to not have this thing blow away. Come around on the end where all the business is. I tried to build it the same dimensions as much as I could tell from YouTube. Both ends look like this. The door opens with the gate latch, and then the 2 windows open and lift up. Of course, I don't have the polycarbonate on there, so I can't knock on it and talk about how strong it is like Matt does. Both these doors, that's a window. This door opens like this. This door has a bullet catch in the back. Pull it open, and inside you can see the 2 roost bars. It has a clean out. It's got 2 bullet catches on the sides. This drops down, and one of the things that I am very proud of is the high density polyethylene lining that I put in. Oh, I gotta clean this out. Got some sawdust in here. And there's the silky ladder. There's the nesting boxes, the removable. Now I'm gonna wrap these with rope. I just didn't get that done yet. And I think that's just about everything.
How far up is that?
Now this is 26 inches to the top, so it's roughly 24 for the chickens to jump up on the roost bars. And I put them 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, so there's room for them to fly up on either side or in the middle. Yeah, like I said, once I talked to Matt and then I bought the rest of the materials and paid shipping on hardware cloth and had to go pick up this high density polyethylene because the shipping was going to cost more than the material itself. I live in Texas, and the closest big city is Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So we found the high density in Dallas and made a trip up there to go pick up 2 sheets of it. And we actually got the one that's slightly textured. You can't tell. It was more expensive, but they ran out of the other. And so I think I got the dimensions pretty close to the actual Carolina Coop, American Coop. I would love to send Matt some pictures, and it would be cool if he wanted to come by and see it. He's welcome anytime. We love Carolina Coops and all their videos. And like I said, the time I paid freight on parts, I should have just bought it from Matt. And if I had it to do over again, that's what I would do. He can buy in quantity. He can, he's paying freight by the truckload instead of little shipments by UPS. So he's saving money. I guarantee you that even though he's making a profit, he's saving money over what people can do this themselves. So I'm a do-it-yourselfer, and I love doing it. It was a fun project. I'm a woodworker, and it was just a challenge to try and figure out what all the dimensions were and try to build one as close to theirs as I could. I think it came pretty close. Leave your comments and questions. I know some people are going to say, do you have plans, and would you sell? And no, I don't have any plans. I just kind of built it as I went along by looking at the YouTube videos, and Matt helped me out by holding up a tape measure. He'll tell you, oh look, this is this tall right here, and he'll hold out a tape measure, and I would freeze those screens and then look at the inches and try to figure out the dimensions on the coop. So it was a lot of fun, and I really like the end result. So thank everybody for watching my video.